Hi guys, this is Celeste from Sulcata Grove. I hope everybody in Florida made it through Hurricane Ian okay. Praying for everybody down on Pine Island and all the coastal areas that got hit really bad. We are in Sarasota, Florida, and this is the day after the storm came through here. It is, I think, Wednesday, the 28th maybe. I think so. Anyway, it could be Thursday too, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to show y'all how our plants did. It looks like all our wind came from the north, so everything is kind of leaning towards the south right now a little bit. Plumerias got knocked over, some got pieces broken off of them, but all that will be very salvageable. We'll just trim off the tops and put in stakes and then rope things to the stakes. The mamey tree did really well. This area is a little bit protected because of the house, so that was great. The bananas all got hit really hard, but I'm planning to get rid of these anyway, so I'll just chop them all off. I'm gonna weed cloth this whole area to get rid of the grass and stuff. Our neighbor lost all their privacy fence. And then all the bananas over here fell down. We had Sabas and Pasang Ceylon over here. Most of the white sapote trees look very salvageable. We did have a wild honeybee hive fall out of a tree. We didn't even know it was up in this tree. But this was probably like a swarm from Craig's bees that then went off. So they are just chilling over here. They had a really hard time. But we will see what we can do with those after a while. The Cecropia tree did not do well. We had a bunch of air layers on it. There's a bunch of developing fruit on it, but it will survive. I mean, it survived the freeze when it got frozen back almost to the ground. And so all this growth was just from February on. So it's pretty hardy. We might leave like one branch with air layers as it is to see if we can get some of the air layers to take and then chop the rest back. We didn't strap down the honeybee hives, and thankfully they did great. These were our newer, more improved dragon fruit stands, but because I had never gotten around to pruning them, some of them did fall over. So the biggest one got uprooted. Those are easy to fix though, just take a cutting and restart it. The guava tree, almost all the air layers got broken off because of the wind, but the tree will make it. Our best jaboticaba tree did get uprooted a bit, so we'll have to figure out, I don't know, if anybody has any advice, like if we should just take out the top of it. I really liked this tree though, the way it was shaped, so I just need to figure out like if we should try to uproot it as it is, or if I should take a bunch out of the top and then put it upright. Lychee trees all did great. The little graft, the little Allenpore banishing graft did break off. Craig didn't, he like totally forgot to protect it, so that is sad. And then we have a lot of flooding here, but Craig had dug a trench over here, so that took on some of the water. We lost this avocado tree that I was wanting to get rid of anyway, so no problem there. Our tortoises, thankfully things aren't as wet as they usually get in here. It looks like we got over 18 inches of rain. We like emptied a container before the rain, and to me it looks like 2 feet tall, but I'm gonna guess maybe 18 inches. And Monty went out of his house last night like a crazy man, and he is sitting in a puddle of water just chilling over here. Sherman stayed in the house, and then the little tortoise camera got brought inside. We have lots of eucalyptus branches in our yard from our neighbor's trees, and our pool, like the bottom of our pool, is covered in eucalyptus. This is the Valencia Pride tree. A lot of the awapui or shampoo gingers just got blown over. Bananas blown over. This is the dream tree, and it did great, like 0 effect. But right behind it, the dot tree got uprooted. It was really top heavy. Prep as well as we should have. But we plan to cut that off at like the 4 branches, so there will be 4 places to graft onto, and then ratchet the tree up. The Harvest Moon did great. And then that is a Inga Fuhilii. I'm butchering the name, I'm sure, but that one we might end up taking out altogether. The Inga Vera did great because we had just pruned it. And then I have an Inga Cinnamomea, which thankfully did great because it's the only one I have. It's just that little one there. The Cac Mango is leaning a lot, so we'll have to take a lot at the top of that one and upright it. The biggest damage we had were these 2 over 50-year-old live oak trees fell. They just uprooted. I think we got so much rain in such a short time, and then the strong winds just uprooted them. So my kids are actually happy. They are looking forward to like making it into a cave thing, so we're gonna selectively see if we can cut off the branches and like leave the big stuff leaning. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. But the orchids that were mounted on the trees are still there and doing well. I'll probably try to pick some of the plants off of here that I like want to make sure make it. This is our pigeon/chicken breeding area, and it is flooded. So we brought the tiniest chicken side, and then the other ones are up top with the pigeons doing well. It is very wet back here. So that's the second oak that fell down with the orchids doing fine on it. And then the girls were in the roots here of the tree, and they found like some Delta cargo containers and like part of a brick foundation it looked like. So there might be some interesting finds under here. Ooh, it's very deep over here. My little yuzu citrus tree did great. It managed to not get hit by any of the oak falling. We will have to repair the chicken fence because the oak fell on it and broke it. We did turn off the electric fence before the storm came through. It was very, very wet, but thankfully it would be a lot worse if Craig hadn't dug this out. So a few years ago, we rented a skid steer from our neighbors who own Zuma. So if you need like big equipment in Sarasota, they're great. They like delivered it to our house and everything, and full of gas, and then picked it up. But Craig dug this huge, it's like a giant lazy river almost, but it stays dry like almost all the year. Like you can drive on it and everything, but the purpose of it is to hold water. So like while most people want water off their property, if you can hold some water and you live near the coast, it's really helpful to prevent flooding in other areas. So this holds water. It's like I have a lazy river this time of year. It will get stinky as the grubs and stuff that got washed up start dying. But thankfully it keeps our other trees nearby from being in as much standing water and therefore not being at as much risk of uprooting. So everything over here did great. So we might dig this out more next time we rent the skid steer to move mulch and stuff. And then we just make a big pile of sand in other areas with the extra sand. We had in the chicken pen, we had like jackfruit seedlings and stuff uproot, but I see the chupa chupa in there is doing great. Thank you, Harley, for that tree. And guanabana tree's doing great. So it's really pretty protected, and thankfully this big oak tree did not fall. That's probably my favorite tree in the yard now. The grape arbor did not fall down. It is still standing there, so we'll figure out what we're going to do with that this year. The jackfruit trees just got windblown. And we had just heavily pruned this mulberry tree. This is the Himalayan mulberry, so it didn't have any damage. Let's see, back over here, there's the second dream tree I just planted. It's doing good. The pigeon peas all got knocked over, but I was wanting to move those anyway. So I think I'm gonna plant those in the chicken pen, the place where we get organic chicken food. They're no longer doing it because the price went up so high. So we're gonna try to see if we can grow a lot of the food for our chickens. The Gefner Ademoya, it got broken up, but it will survive. The bananas, of course, fell down, so we'll cut those back. Papayas fell down. This is a mauve sugar apple from Foxtron on Jason, who goes by Foxtron on Instagram. So I'm hoping that I can write this up. I was really excited about this tree. The loquats all seem to do good. And a lot of the stuff I was wanting to clear out over here has fallen down, so I think it'll make it easier to get a path to actually clean out some of this. Oh wow, this is a Rollinia tree, so the leaves got absolutely shredded off of this. That's the only tree I've seen where that happened. This is the Ilama tree, what we think is pink mammoth Ademoya, and this was our custard apple that came back. So I will just have to trim that. And the jackfruit trees did get wind damage, but they should come back. The bamboo arbor where the woodpeckers had poked holes in it, it did end up collapsing there. So I don't know if we'll rebuild that or what. And then the Michelia or Magnolia alba will need to be uprighted. Ila bananas fell over. A lot of my spineless cactuses fell over. I have a lot of different varieties over here. So I will just replant those. And the Muntingia or Jamaican cherry tree, it got uprooted. But we were thinking about getting rid of this anyway. There are a lot of ones popping up in the chicken pen. And they, the chickens like to eat the fruit. So my guess is we will just end up getting rid of this. This cactus got uprooted. Jujube did great. And then in my little garden over here, the cinnamon apple, we collected maybe 40 fruits off of it today, or that had fallen off of it. And it's tilted, but we will cut out some of that and upright it, and then we'll upright the other trees that are over there. I might get rid of the green finger lime. So if anybody interested wants it, it's a big tree. It's very thorny, but I might get rid of that one. And then this is Valerie's little garden, which was very thick, but everything is blown over. This is the allspice tree, so we'll need to fix that. And her really nice fig tree. So that one did get uprooted, but we will fix that tree because that came originally from my my grandmother had planted that, I think, in the 40s or 50s in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so before that house got sold, we went and got a cutting and brought it back to plant it. But nothing that can't be fixed, all very easy stuff. Our daughter in Fort Myers is doing great too. She just doesn't really have cell service. And the potting bench stayed strong, and the tree tomato is still upright, which is crazy. So some of the fruits fell off, but we'll eat those. The Sacha inchies fell over, but they can be fixed. All the orchids are still mounted securely on the trees. The Dendrocalamus giganteus bamboo did get uprooted. So it is resting on this oak right now, and it is extremely heavy. So I'm not real sure how the cleanup on this is gonna go. Valerie and I will actually be out of town all next week, so Craig is going to be working on cleaning this up, probably without a lot of our help. I'm not sure we'd be a whole lot of help with that anyway. But the bamboo is planted in this cement octagon, and it really contained it very well. We had talked about putting a pond over here, so if we can get this all out of here, we might end up using the octagon as like the pond and just getting rid of this bamboo. If you can see, it formed the roots and really sharp corners all around that. And we've been eating this bamboo. Craig made like pickled bamboo shoots, and it was pretty good. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. I hope everybody in Florida is safe and doing okay. I know they turned off like 911 services yesterday because things got so bad, but we've seen like a lot of emergency trucks running around, and we hear a lot of generators running. But hopefully everybody is safe. We're grateful we're safe, and we just have like minimal plant damage. But thanks for watching. Bye.